Welcome to Unshielded, the podcast where we explore the cutting edge of blockchain, data protection, and the technologies shaping the future of decentralized systems. Today, we're joined by Imants and Sergey from Brick Towers, who recently won the Midnight Sea Battle Hackathon challenge. They built a unique, privacy-preserving sea battle game using zero-knowledge proofs, allowing players to battle strategically while keeping their fleet positions completely private. Beyond the hackathon, the Brick Towers team are also working on Urble, a new vision for how people save money in social and self-sovereign ways. Today, we'll dive into their hackathon experience, explore their cutting-edge work, and take a look at what's next. Brick Towers team, welcome to Unshielded. How are you guys doing today?
Hello. Very good.
Doing great. Looking forward to this.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your win in the Sea Battle Hackathon. I heard it was tightly contested. I heard the developers and the hackers working on that had a lot of fun along the way and a few challenges too. But thank you so much and well done. To start with, maybe let's start with a recap of your experience of the Midnight Hackathon and what was it you learned from participating in the Sea Battle?
All right. So I will start first. So, first of all, the technology, right? It's quite a unique technology in some sense that basically you can have this decentralized application, and on top of it, you can have privacy, right? That's quite unique features, and we would like to try it out, right? It's also done in a way that is quite, I don't want to say easy because it was quite a challenge also to make it. But after some time spending developing applications, it's actually quite a cool tech.
Fantastic. And what was it that you found particularly interesting? What were the things that you got to work with on Midnight that maybe you hadn't tried on other applications or other hacks in the past?
Yeah, basically zero knowledge proofs. That's a great technology which allows you to build decentralized applications on the blockchain. But all the classically decentralized applications are public, and in Midnight it's possible to do it private. So in the game, your ship positions are completely private. So that lives in the browser, so nobody could see the information about the ships, and you still can enforce the game rules, right? So it's not allowed to cheat, so you can't cheat, and it's not a centralized server which is enforcing that as well. So that's completely based on zero knowledge proof technology.
Very cool. And Imants, tell us about your experience. I know you guys drank a lot of coffee and worked very hard into the night to pull together the demo and the solutions that you guys built. What was it like for you?
Oh yeah, it was great fun. First of all, just exploring a new programming paradigm. Have been a while since tried something new, and then you challenge yourself, enter yourself into this new world. So you start with something you are used to, and then you realize that this is actually not the best way to do it with the zero knowledge proofs. And then you iterate over the process. I think we pretty much changed the core approach of the game at least 2 or 3 times. We got the first working version very quickly, and then we figured out that we're actually revealing too much information. Then we tried it again, and then we figured we reveal it in a different way now. And I think maybe the third time we finally succeeded.
Thanks, Imants. Sea Battle is a classic game. People know it very well. Most people have played a version of it from their childhood in one way, shape, or form. But you guys definitely took a unique twist on it that we'll get to see in a little bit more detail when we get to the demo. But maybe winding it back, Sergey, when you first saw the hackathon come out, what was it that inspired the Brick Towers team to jump in and get involved?
Well, we would like to build actually enterprise-grade financial applications, regardless of kind of technology. We like the decentralization part, the self-sovereign part, and we would like to build actually long-term saving solutions, which we will talk about later. But and we wanted to check how Midnight could be useful for our for the privacy features, right? And this itself needs a lot of kind of work on understanding what's available, what's not available, in which shape and form currently it is possible to build on top of the Midnight. And when we were done with the basic game, we were exploring what else we can do, actually. I mean, just apart from the game mechanics. Yes, we wanted to actually push to the extreme the user experience, so that actually any non-technical guy could just go and play the game without anything. And for this, we understand that the proof server, which is part of the kind of architecture, which is supposed to be running on the user's machine, will not be available to kind of some non-tech aware people. So we actually running our own that proof server. Then we were like going into what else is available, like minting a token is also possible, but the documentation in that area was not really there were missing examples how to actually do that. Yes, the API was there, but how to actually do that was not so easy. And we were tweaking, okay, what if we just add also this unique twist so that you can actually mint a token and get the prize? Like you could bet who wins the game gets the shielded token back. So that was the interesting experience. So we were really pushing the tech to the edge, how much we can do.
That's exactly what we want to see on hackathons, and genuinely appreciate you guys trying to push the envelope, even where the documentation may have not fully caught up with some of the technical capability yet. That's important, and that's exactly why we do the things that we do. You mentioned that you wanted to make the Sea Battle playable in browser and making use of the Lace wallet, so everything was relatively easy for the user and without a technical background to play. Talk us through, how did you come up with those as design principles, or going back to the original idea, how do we differentiate? What was the thinking behind that, and how much effort did you put on UX?
You don't want the user to very quickly lose the interest in the game, right? So everything should just work. And the technology is still in a bit early stage, but it's almost there. But there are some tweaks which are missing. So, and previous hackathons were not, at least to our kind of our understanding, they were not good enough on the user experience side, and we wanted to actually impress on that level, so that we could push the technology to the edge. And I think we had to make it work with the Lace wallet. So obviously that was the part of the conditions. And also make sure that if there are some hiccups, or network doesn't work, or you restart your browser, or something like this happens, it just smoothly gives you this experience. Also, like finding another player to play with, right? That's kind of, you would like to have the game and you're alone, so you don't want to call someone, so you would like to explore and discover games. And we actually did the feature for that as well. So that's kind of helps making it really playable. So it's not just that we wanted to win the hackathon, we also wanted to have a use case which would be impressive for future, for the community, basically.
I really like that, Sergey. And I think it's important to remember that while we are building with pioneering technology and building in Web3, it's not to say that we can't try to design something that regular people can use. We can still include self-sovereignty. We can still include wallets. We can still include decentralization. But as you said, ultimately, if the user experience isn't on par or comparable with something that people are used to using today, if we can't meet them in the design experience or the game experience that they're used to, unless we're designing something deliberately different and it's exciting, if we're designing it deliberately different and it's worse, that's not going to result in more users. So I like that you guys have tried as much as possible to weave decentralized technology into a familiar experience, as opposed to designing a decentralized experience for decentralized technology and then potentially losing the users along the way. Imants, I want to come to you just before we move on to the demo. Was there anything else in terms of your experience around the hackathon, anything that was particularly memorable for you as you guys were building that you wanted to share with the group?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the whole experience. It's ups and downs. So then we got the actual game working, and then we tried it on the test net, and then we figured out that the test net is not very fast, but it's not clear exactly why. And then we tried to run our own indexer and our own node to figure out, is that just the network load or what's going on, and sift through the logs of those. And finally, we had to conclude that it's still actually how the network synchronizes at the moment. And we just need to wait. We were too anxious to get the great experience. And then just in general, the fun collaboration and competition at the same time in the hackathon, like helping others, what we found out about the technology and bugs, and collaborating and bouncing these ideas back and forth to around the security aspects of it.
Very cool. I was going to ask, did you pick up any new ideas, any new features that you might do for the next iteration of your Sea Battle app from the other competitors or from the other challenges? Did you get anything particular that you thought was inspiring from them?
Not like in terms of specific features, but just really the whole spirit of the hackathon, that everyone really was doing their best and competing.
As is tradition on Unshielded, we always bring a demo to our audience. And as it seems to be tradition for the Brick Towers team, you guys have come prepared. We have a demo to share with you that you guys have pre-recorded. So let's hit the demo, walk through, and we'll catch up with the rest of you guys in a minute.
Hello, everyone. I'm Imants, and I welcome you to the Sea Battle by Brick Towers. Brick Towers is a startup based in Crypto Valley, Switzerland, with expertise in software and financial engineering. Currently, we're working on Urble, our vision for blockchain-based, goal-oriented savings solution that also preserves privacy. For Hackathon, our team consists of Sergey, me, and Uldis. Sergey focused on the application side, Uldis tweaked the UI, while I was handling the infrastructure. The fun part was late-night discussions on the contract design, trying to identify the flaws and vulnerabilities. We are excited to present you the Sea Battle with a twist. The game is fully playable and deployed on seabattle.midnight.solutions. All you need is a Chrome browser and a Midnight Lace wallet. If you don't have your own proof server yet, just read the instructions on the website. We provide one for you if you need it. Just please go and try it out. The twist is that each player commits 100 shielded BTC when joining the game, and the winner receives the total of 200 discreetly in their wallet at the end of the game. Let's dive in.
Let's have a look together to this great game experience.
Sea of code, we sail so bold. Brick towers stand in the night. Battleships and bites were told. Fight on with all our might. Burning midnight oil we toil, creaking decks and janky code. The breakers crash, they never spoil our marathon, a heavy load. Heave-ho lads, let's debug that stack in the night where battles rage. Sail through syntax errors back to dawn, we'll turn the page. With destroyers trailing on our wake and servers groaning loud. In the dark we never break, hackers standing proud. We write our scripts like sailors chant in the fog of errors deep. Hunting bugs we storm and rant, no time for sleep we keep. Heave-ho lads, let's debug that stack in the night where battles rage. Sail through syntax errors back to dawn, we'll turn the page.
Here's how it works. Every turn has two steps. First, the player validates their opponent's shot. Then, a proof of fair play is created and submitted to the blockchain in a single transaction. The game is powered by a state machine that keeps track of turns, player actions, and the overall game state. We spend a lot of time optimizing the underlying data structures to make the game secure and run smoothly. Everything is validated, from ship placement to hits, sinks, and the final winner. To make the game efficient, we also optimize the way the ledger processes data to keep proof sizes small and improve performance. There is also an alternative contract version of the Eastern variant of the game, featuring an agency check and a different set of ships. We also added features to make the game smoother and more user-friendly. If you need BTC to play, there is a faucet directly on the game page. Firebase helps you find opponents quickly, and as an indexer, keeps all Brick Towers games synced in real time. Usability and resilience were a big focus to us. Players get clear feedback when connecting their wallet and step-by-step updates during transactions. If something goes wrong, like losing your connection or refreshing the browser, you can easily recover your game state without losing progress. To make sure everything runs reliably, we built and tested the contract logic and API interactions extensively using unit integration and property-based testing. Building a private and secure game like Sea Battle wasn't without its challenges. At first, too much information was stored on-chain, which made it possible to guess ship positions. We redesigned the model to ensure players' secrets stayed private, but that also made tracking sunk ships more complex. To address this, we followed a store and validate approach. The contract updates each player's private state during the game, hashing it on the ledger for security. When it's time for the next move, the contract verifies the state hasn't been tampered with. This ensures privacy and fairness without revealing sensitive details. However, there are still some limitations. Compact doesn't have a time concept, so there is no way to penalize players who intentionally stole the game. In our search for causes of the slowness, we learned to run our own full archive node and indexer. However, we had to conclude that it's beyond our powers to fix the node. We are looking forward to Midnight Team releasing a new node version so everyone can enjoy a smoother game. If we take home a prize in this hackathon and you are the first to uncover a vulnerability in our compact contract, something that gives the player an unfair edge, guess what? Half of that prize is yours, because if the game isn't fair, we don't deserve the win. Let's make it right together. Thanks, and enjoy playing Sea Battle. Check out our GitHub for more details about the contract and features.
A brilliant demo. Thank you so much, guys, for preparing that. And also thank you for making the game available and the code available to people after the fact. So, Sergey, for those who weren't listening, just let's take it down again. Where can people find the demo?
So the demo is available on seabattle.midnight.solutions, and the code is available on the GitHub. Just look it up at the Brick Towers GitHub and you will find it.
Brilliant. Love that. Thank you so much. And so beyond the hackathon, Brick Towers is working on a solution called Urble, a new vision for how people save money in a social and self-sovereign way. Imants, take us through that a little bit. What does that mean and what are you guys working on?
Yeah, so Herbal stands for you are able, and that reflects of the self-sovereign aspect of the product. And I think what we all have observed so far, that social media has changed our lives a lot in how we connect with people, how we communicate, how we interact. And it has stopped a little bit before entering the finance. So we want to make actually people's personal finance fun and social. So where you can save together with other people for some specific goal, or you can save for your family members, like for your grandkids, for their birthday, or just for their college fund, and then add even more features in terms of how these goals are met. So, for example, you could receive the full savings in the end if you enter the university, or get a driving license, or whatever you can think of, basically. And if you don't meet your goals, then you have options like sharing some of the savings with some good cause entity. So everyone wins in the end.
I like that. And I remember, my career has spanned across fintech, banking, insurance, a bunch of different places before I got to Web3. And that movement towards open banking, to gamified finance and so on, I think has been established, but decentralization takes it to another level. Certainly crypto and DeFi takes it to another level as well. Talk us through a little bit. How does blockchain and maybe zero knowledge play a role in your vision for Urble?
Yeah, so the privacy is one of the key aspects there, because what blockchain brings you so far is maybe that reliability, that you rely, let's say, a bit more on laws of physics than people and processes, how the money is moved and so on. But everything is public at the moment. And when you're talking about your private savings, your life savings, and how you interact with other people with money, you don't want that to be public. And there is a big need for privacy solutions. And what we see in this space, it's advancing, like zero knowledge is one of the technologies, then fully homomorphic encryption as well. But it's still quite early days, and it's a little bit clunky, and we are looking forward really to Midnight blossom and deliver all the promises that we can really build a very nice and integrated solution in the end.
We're working hard on it. And I think it's important to realize that decentralized finance, creating an application that gives people access to a global network of earning or saving solutions, being able to do that in a fully private way where no sensitive data is shared, where you can use tokens for KYC, where you can access new markets. I think this transcends people's traditional expectations of a banking relationship or a savings relationship or an investing relationship, for example. Not saying that you have to invest everything in crypto, but being able to have a crypto native platform that can be global, borderless, 24/7, automated and private, gives you a whole bunch of features that you wouldn't otherwise necessarily have if you were just working with a traditional PSD2 open banking style experience. So really excited to see what you guys come up with. Do you have some of the first use cases or some of the first features that might be coming off the rank? What are you guys going to be doing next with Urble?
Yes, so we start with the more simple cases, so we can get the application out there for people to try and get feedback. So we are looking into more fun cases, like where you can, let's say, go on the golf course with your friend and put some money together in a bet who will win, and then at the end of the game you vote who won. And if you both agree, then the winner gets the money. And if you disagree, it goes to charity. Or you could create a savings plan for your friend where you pay in some money. And if the friend is doing his regular marathon every week or something like that. So it opens these social possibilities.
Love that. And certainly starting with some gamification doesn't hurt. Degens are going to degen whether they're on the golf course or whether they're in DeFi. Imants, one final question. If people want to find out more about Brick Towers or Urble specifically, where can they find out more details?
You can go to urble.io, sign up for our newsletter so you don't miss when we actually launch the product. And we have learned a lot around the privacy and Midnight lately. If you need some help, just get in contact with us.
Thank you so much, Imants. Sergey, thank you also. Thank you for your support. That wraps up our conversation with the Brick Towers team. We explored their Midnight Hackathon journey, took a voyage through their Sea Battle demo, discussed Urble and the exciting potential of privacy-preserving finance applications. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to follow us on social media for more updates in the world of blockchain, privacy, and decentralized applications. Unshielded is brought to you by Midnight. To find out more about how the Midnight Network is helping everyone to build a more equitable and accessible internet, visit our website at midnight.network. And remember to search Unshielded on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to subscribe so you'll never miss an episode.